This is Sandra. She's a principal of a large busy school in New Zealand. Sandra knows that all educators need to meet the practicing teacher criteria annually, but she's concerned that this is a huge workload if teachers are simply gathering evidence of everything that they're doing in their practice. Sandra thinks it's time to move to an online tool, but she's got some concerns. Firstly, how secure is this? How manageable will a tool be for me, the appraisers and the teachers at my school? And lastly, how do I make sure that the staff don't see an appraisal tool as an iteration of their paper-based approach that they've had, and in doing so, simply comply rather than using appraisal as an opportunity for growth? Sandra sees appraisal as a vehicle to effect change in the teacher's practice. She thinks appraisal should be about improving professional practice. If teachers focus on improving their practice and shifting what happens in the classroom for the betterment of students, Sandra believes that there should be an increased opportunity for student outcomes to improve as well, which is something she's keen for her school. Sandra and her team have been using teaching as inquiry as a mechanism for change for a number of years, and she'd like to make sure that teaching as inquiry is part of whatever happens in their online appraisal tool. She hears about a new tool called Arinui. It's been developed by Evaluation Associates. She knows that Evaluation Associates are at the cutting edge of high quality appraisal, having attended several of their workshops delivered on behalf of the Teachers Council and the Education Council of Aotearoa New Zealand. Sandra signs up for a free, no obligation trial of Arinui and receives an appraisee and appraisee login to explore. She shares these with her board of trustees and staff, and after examining the tool, they decide it's the right fit for them. So what makes Arinui different? First off, it's a reflective tool that's tied to appraisal. Instead of being a digital suitcase, Arinui is a structured reflection where teachers and leaders are encouraged to lead their own professional growth, has high quality reflective prompts to encourage teachers to dig deeper into their practice. It's a flexible tool. It can be used by teachers, leaders, principals and non-teaching staff who still wish to retain their professional certification. Teachers and leaders can track how they're meeting the practicing teacher criteria using the dashboard and keep track of their learning and that of their students. At a glance, they can see where they're at. Arinui is built on the principles of teaching as inquiry. It guides educators through an inquiry process. Throughout Arinui, tātai ako is woven. Teachers and leaders can reflect on how their practice is improving through examining the cultural competencies. Most of all, Arinui is an evaluative tool. Teachers are at the centre of their own learning. They can lead their own appraisal and they can choose who they wish to share their evidence with at any given point. A teacher could share, for example, with their team leader, their appraiser and their critical friend. They can turn the sharing function on and off as required. The idea behind this is it encourages powerful professional conversations about both what's happening for the students in the classroom, but also for the teachers in their own inquiries. At the end of the appraisal cycle, the Arinui user, the teacher or leader, submits to their appraiser, which is already allocated in the system. The appraiser takes time to peruse the information, then the two meet and co-construct an appraisal summary. At the end of that cycle of appraisal, the appraisee uploads the evidence to Arinui and it is then stored securely and archived for both the school and the appraisee. If at any point the school wish to share the collated and archived materials with the Education Council or ERO for example, they can do so safely and securely from Arinui. Sandra's really happy with her decision to go ahead with Arinui. Not only did it fit the bill for what she was looking for, but many of her questions were also answered. Arinui has allowed Sandra and her team to explore what makes a difference and to focus on improving, not proving. Find out more at www.arinui.com.